Hey everybody, this is Peter and welcome to the show today. Today I'm going to be going through an unboxing of a new Nespresso coffee maker. Are you curious? So am I. Let's go. Okay, I have here a new Nespresso coffee maker, and by the way, I am not sponsored by Nespresso. I have owned Nespresso machines for the last decade, and the one that I have had works great, with the exception that it just kind of died out. After 10 years, I cannot complain, right? So I just want to do an unboxing with you because this is the new one that I brought in to replace the older unit. And so I've been very happy with Nespresso on some levels and not so happy with other levels. But today we're going to open up the new one and go through some different things with you. So let me go ahead and get this open, and then as soon as I get it out of the box, I'll show you what everything looks like. All right, first of all, we have a quick start guide. And that's going to go through and just, of course, tell us about the machine, some different coffees that it has right here, different ones that are available, and this goes through and kind of does the setup as we're all familiar with. This is the owner's manual right here, and this is the warranty right here. All right, so let me get the machine and all out. This is some coffee, so I'll be glad to open that up and show you that in a few minutes. So this is the new Arancino 3, which is the milk frother, and then here we have the machine itself. Okay, here's the machine. I like the color of it. I picked out a gray one. They also came in like a soft white, but I think the gray works better in my household. Here we have the water element back here. We have the cap for the water element, which goes back here. Now this piece is for the cup to sit on, and if you look right through here, you can see that it has different places of where you can input this depending upon what size of cup you're putting it on. It can be a tall cup and then a medium, and then that's for like an espresso cup right there. So that's kind of the machine, and simply it comes up like this, and then inside you have the place for the pods to come into whenever they are finished, and you can also take that out and just go over and dump that out, and that makes it very, very simple. I'll tell you, for convenience, Nespresso has done a great job. I have enjoyed mine. I typically kept one in my office when I was back working in the corporate arena, and I always had a rush at 3 o'clock for a cup of coffee. And my coworkers who worked around me in different offices, they always knew it was 3 o'clock because they said, "Hey Peter, you're brewing your coffee again. Must be 3 o'clock." They all knew my pattern. All right, this machine came with, I think, 12 pods, and it goes through here and tells you the different features of the pods and talks about the crema, talks about the different coffees and aromas, it talks about connectivity. By the way, you can connect this one to the Nespresso app. It talks about the different aluminum pods you have available. And then here are the different pods. They're all right here. Let me show you something about them if you don't know about Nespresso pods and how they really work. If you look right here, you're going to see a barcode on the bottom of that pod. Right down there. See the code? The barcode right there. So as you drop this in place, how this thing knows how much water to expel out is by that barcode on the bottom. This thing spins around, this machine reads it, and knows precisely how much water to send through the pod. There are different sizes to use. For example, this one is for like a double espresso, and then you have other ones that are for a longer pull or a longer draw. So this would be for like a single espresso. You can see that it's not very deep. So this is like 1.35 as far as the amount it gives you. This one is 2.7, so it's double of that one. And then you have this one, which is 5 ounces of coffee on this pod. And then this pod is going to give, I believe, 7, almost 8 ounces of coffee on this pod. They have different varieties here that we can pick from. And the other cool thing about this purchase, and I think most purchases, is that it gives you a code that we can use and go online to Nespresso and order. I think this one comes with 5 additional sleeves, so 50 additional pods. Okay, so I have to put some water in here and do a little bit of a run through to get it through its initial stages. But first we got to push some water through the machine. So I'm going to press this button right here 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first cup of coffee is going to be an espresso coffee. And let's see how that turns out. I'm going to be using this pod, this one right here, which is called the Diavolito. And that's an espresso pod. I'm also going to put in an espresso cup right here. Pop that in. See what happens. Here's the espresso that I made. Looks really good. Has a nice crema on here. You know, the crema is developed from the oils that come off of the coffee beans. So that makes it very nice. Give it a taste. Strong for sure, like an espresso should be. Really good though. Very tasty. Very nice. I like it a lot. Okay, now whenever I open this up, you know that the pod is going to come off automatically and it's going to drop down into this holding container, which is right here. So you can look inside and see that it has the pod right there in the holding container. So it'll hold up to about maybe 8 or 10 pods. And now we're going to move on to a double espresso, which will be this pod. It's for a double espresso, and you can see the difference in size as far as the size of the cup, or the pod rather. So I'll put this in here, pop it down. This will be for a double espresso. Okay, here we are with the double espresso, and you can see how beautiful that turned out. Visually, these drinks are amazing. Also good, not quite as sharp as the one I did, the single espresso, but delicious all the same. Let me get the last one set up for us, and for this one, I'm going to put a little cream inside here first. If you wanted to, of course, you could use the arancino and you could steam and make the milk hot or more frothy if you want. I'm not doing that on this run, just because it saves us a little time. But everyone knows what a frother is, how it works and all that, right? If you don't, send me a comment and I'll be happy to help you with that. All right, so this is for the larger unit, and so I'll press go. Look how beautifully this one turned out. Just fantastic. You can see that, how nice it is. It looks really, really great. Let me go ahead and taste that one. Super good. Super, super good. Really enjoy this one too. Okay, now I'm going to make one more. We're going to do a over ice, and they offer this color of capsule, and this is the blue, and this is the one that is for iced drinks. Okay, if you're going to be making an iced coffee drink, you put your glass of ice here, and you put the capsule in, which I did, I think. And then you just press the button here twice, 2 times, all right? So I pushed it twice, and then it won't pull through, and it'll realize that it's an iced coffee, and it will not be pushing such hot water through. Well, as you can see, it didn't make a lot. So I guess that's for a cold espresso, and quite frankly, I think I misread that, but let's taste it anyway. Not my favorite, to be honest with you. Okay, now some of you are going to say, hey, the Nespressos are great, but I have my other machines. I get that. You know, I have many machines. I've showed them to you in the past. But when you consider the price of an espresso machine, this one was $149, and that included the frother. Now, some of you are going to say, well, you know, these pods from Nespresso can be a little pricey. Well, I agree, they can be a little pricey. But, you know, they're $1.30 to $1.50 per pod, something like that. You know, the other day, my friend and I went out to coffee at Starbucks. 2 coffees was almost $15 for 2 coffees. So yeah, it can be a little pricey, but it certainly is a lot cheaper than going out to you-know-where, or any coffee shop for that matter. So what I do is, I have done in the past, is I just buy these pods. I've bought many sleeves of them, and then I save them, and I just simply take the little metal piece off, the little aluminum piece off, and wash it out and save it. And then I can just simply take this and put this into my ground coffee. And this way I can also, this is just regular Starbucks Verona coffee that I ground up over at Costco. And then I buy these little covers. And these little covers, I buy them at Amazon. And I priced them just yesterday. And it was about $8 for 100. So pretty darn cheap. That's about 8 cents each. So if you're trying to save a little money with the Nespresso machine, and this works out great. I've done it so many times. Put that there, turn on the machine, and watch this one. Okay, there we have it, using the ground coffee that I purchased over at Costco, and it's good. This is a Verona coffee. I drink it a lot. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. All right, there we have an unboxing. Made a few copies for you with an Nespresso Nest product. Of course, it came with the frother and also, you know, the machine as well, and a few pods. I think like total, if you do the mail order thing, like 62 pods. It's a good price. $150 for this machine. Now, does it compare to the Ninja Luxe Cafe? In some ways it does, in some ways it doesn't. Number one, the new Ninja Luxe Cafe is $750. Well, you can buy an awful lot of pods for the difference between $150 and $750. That's $600 for coffee pods. You can buy espresso pods, you can buy a regular large coffee pod, you can buy iced coffee pods, you can buy carafe pods now. So it does a lot of cool things. I've had an espresso machine, had a Ninja machine too. I've had an espresso machine of some type for at least 10 years. But do me a favor, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up for this video. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to make a comment about it. And give it a try if you like. Maybe this will work for you. Maybe the other products will work for you better. God knows there's hundreds of coffee makers out there, and I'm sure one of them is right for you. Thanks a lot for watching the video. See you next time.